Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Vintage Cube draft. Before we hop on into this one, there's a few announcements I want to make. First of all, I just want to apologize for not having released any content in a while. I've been pretty busy with some work stuff and some social stuff, and I can get into that in more detail if you'd like, but for now, the point is, I'm sorry that it's been a while, and I'm excited to be recording again. Secondly, I'm looking for a new editor, so I really hope someone that sees this video would be interested in doing that. I'm just going to release this one without an edit, but I can talk a little bit more about the details of that after this pick, but before we run out of time here with these 24 seconds, I'm going to talk through this pack. It's a good one. Spell Pierce and Fact or Fiction are both good blue cards, and then the white cards are also both quite good. Mind Twist is reasonable, and then there's Misty Rainforest. I think I am going to just take the Misty Rainforest. It's just very flexible, and while both, it would be reasonable to take either of the blue cards, I like staying open with the first pick. None of the cards there, while they were good, there was none that were so strong that they really, forced you to go in that direction. Now, just finishing up the note about the editor. It's pretty basic work for the most part, just editing out downtime between packs, and, if I repeat a sentence or something, or stumble over a word, just clean it up a little bit. So please let me know if anyone has some experience and is interested in that. You can email me at bhillv@gmail.com. I'll also put that in the video description. So really excited about this thing. Hopefully we can work something out, and it would be paid, and we could also just become friends, play through some leagues together. You could be featured in videos. It's a pretty sweet gig, so please let me know if anyone is interested, and I would love to get that going. I have 10 videos stored up that are looking for editing, so that's something to note. Alright, now for this pack, Creator of Behemoth is quite good. There's also Swords to Plowshares, Sakura Tribe Elder, Uro. I think I'm actually going to take the Uro here. We already have the Misty Rainforest, which pairs well with it. And getting this early, we can sort of build around it to some extent. It's very good with Fact or Fiction, so it's a bummer we won't be getting that. But we sort of know that we want cards that fill up the graveyard. Okay, this pack is not great for us. There's no... Brazen Borrower and Sower are both okay blue cards, and these green cards are fine. But I think I might actually just take the Savannah here. I don't have any, we have no idea what direction we're going exactly, but I do think Bant can be pretty good. You get some good ramp from green, the interaction from white, the, interaction with the board, banishing light type effects, and then blue card draw. Yeah, I'll take the Savannah, and we'll see where we end up. Okay, well, black is the open color based on this pack. So I kind of want to just take Ashiok, even though Savannah and Ashiok are not exactly a great combo. Duretti is also quite good. But yeah, we'll go with the Ashiok here and then see where the mana ends up being. This is still early. We don't really know what direction we're going to go. So we'll just take powerful cards and flexible cards and see what looks like it's going to be open. Okay, so here the best card is probably Wrenn and 6. We could just take Kythian and pivot into white. And white does appear to be fairly open. If we took Kythian at that point, we would have pretty much all the colors. Or sorry, if we took Wrenn and 6. But it is very good. We have a fetch land. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the high upside pick in the Wrenn and 6, and we'll see if we can get mana that makes that work. Okay, now we have Tundra and Sacred Foundry. I think those are the two main cards I'm looking at here. Again, if we had taken some of these white cards, we could go with Selfless Spirit here, and it's possible that's where we should have ended up, but I do think this is a decent start for something a little spicier. I'm more committed to playing blue than red, and these are both white lands, and also this can be found with Misty Rainforest, and this can't. So Tundra just seems better than Sacred Foundry. We'll go with that. Okay, white is certainly looking open, but I kind of like taking the Spire Bluff Canal here. A Braid and Season Power Match are both good. Figure of Destiny is very good if we do want to pivot. But I think our mana is very good here. So I'm not too worried about not getting enough spells, since we have good enough mana that we can support a lot of different colors. Okay, now there's a Brainstorm, but I think we actually just take the Knight of the Reliquary here. Yeah, Knight seems pretty solid. We have good green and white fixing already. And it's very good with Wrenn and 6. It's good with Uro. Puts cards into the graveyard. Yeah, that seems pretty solid. Okay, well, if white is just going to hit me in the face like that, I mean, should we just take the... I mean, we should probably take one of the white cards here. I don't think the Gilded Lotus, Travel Master, or Woe Strider, any of those are particularly good. I'll go with a Gideon, and then we'll see if, like, every single white card is wheeling. As much as I would like to do something sweet with this, our hand may be forced if we're trying to draft a win. Okay, here we could take... Copperline Gorge would just be more fixing. Although, it is a little awkward if you have a bunch of lands like Spirebluff Canal and Copperline Gorge with Knight of the Reliquary. That can mess you up. We could take a Signet, but that's only okay. We could take Angrath's Rampage. But we have no black fixing right now, and we might not end up playing black. So I think I'll go with the Copperline Gorge. Okay, what do we have here? Nothing too good. I guess I'll go with Soulfire Grandmaster since it has high upside. None of the other cards are particularly impressive. Ooh, happy to get a late Raging Ravine. That's pretty great. So we have good red fixing now. So I do think we'll be able to do the Ren 6. I'm happy with that pick. Now we can take a Kitchen Finks, which will be a good card in some matchups. Selfless Spirit, I guess, and Scrapheap Scoundrel. Okay, so this deck is sort of all over the place, but it's pretty sweet. We have just 6 lands and then a few, like a wide variety of decent spells. Now we can take Teferi. Very happy to see that. So this is going to be like a weird sort of 5-color Super Friends deck. I'm in for it. Let's land that Teferi. I would like to get a few more fetch lands. We have the Ren 6, we have Knight of the Reliquary, we have Uro. All of those cards incentivize us to have fetch lands in our deck. So while, you know, the most important thing is to have good fixing that consists of fetches is better than other good fixing. Alright, the best card in this pack is certainly Mana Drain, and Grim Monolith is second, but I don't think either of them are very good for our current strategy. I think we just take the Breeding Pool here. This is a ridiculous mana base. It's literally, we're just only taking lands, but I think that actually is the right pickup here. We can find this off of Misty Rainforest and hopefully other fetch lands. Mirari's Wake is interesting. That could potentially be good in some builds. And Karakas is obviously also very good. Also good with Uro. You can play it if you're not escaping it and it would just die. With the sacrifice trigger on the stack, you can just Karakas it back to your hand and then, you know, play it again next turn. That's a nice repeatable value engine. But we'll take the Breeding Pool. Okay, still no fetch lands here. There's a Kaya, which is okay. Azorius Signet, but I'm not really interested in more mana stuff at this point. Dark Confidant's good, but not particularly synergistic with what we have. I kind of want to just take the Kaya, although we still really don't have any black fixing, so we could end up not playing black. Like, we could go 4-color mid-range and, like, try and play Omnath or something. I do like Ashiok, but if that's the only black card and we have no black fixing, I mean, I'm not going to force it. We could just take the Azorius Signet, but I do need some actual spells. Coercive Portal is fine, but we don't have Acceleration, and it's better when you're ramping into it. Solitude is fine. We have more white cards than other colors, but still not a ton. This is close. There's a lot of cards that are okay, but no cards that are great. We could just take Luterial Core. Actually, yeah, I think that seems solid. It's good with Ren 6. It's good with Knight of the Reliquary. It's good with Uro. And it's also just like a solid way to make your mana more consistent. Ooh, now we have Rakdos' Return and Fallen Shinobi as 2 solid black cards if we do end up playing black. Could also take Manamorphose just for the fixing. And honestly, I think that seems solid. It's, again, a card that's good with Uro and just a solid, versatile card. And we should almost always have either red or green mana. Every single land that we have other than the Tundra can help cast this, so it's very flexible in that regard. Okay, another solid black card in Kolaghan's Command, but also just a Ponder and Walking Ballista. Let's go with Ponder here, actually. Yeah, I think Ponder's the right pickup. It's just really, really good and flexible. And I would like to be as heavy blue as possible. Blue is just, I mean, it's not a surprise to anyone, but blue is the best color. It's certainly true. Okay, there's a Cultivate, which could help with the mana, although we may or may not end up playing very many basics. We could just take Elder Gargaroth, which actually seems pretty good in this sort of deck. It's double green, which isn't ideal, but that's fine. Pernicious Deed is only okay. Again, I mean, we've seen a lot of good black cards, but there's no black fixing. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Gargaroth over the Cultivate. Alright, now we have 2 solid fetchable lands. Vorinclex is very good here. We have a lot of Planeswalkers, and this means your Planeswalkers enter with double loyalty, so you can just play Teferi and immediately ultimate them or something like that. We already have both Savannah and Tundra, so neither of these add a new type of land fixing, but they're both still pretty good. Yeah, I guess we'll just take Hallowed Fountain here. There's a Celestial Colonnade, which I think is the pickup. Thirst for Knowledge is fine, but Colonnade is great. Wow, we are just on the mono land plan, really. I think I like taking Bayou here. This means Misty Rainforest can fetch black. Alright, we'll take Mirari's Wake or Thragtusk. The Wake really doesn't do that much. We actually don't have that many super expensive cards. Yeah, I'll take the Thragtusk. Having Thragtusk and Elder Gargroth at the top of the curve is, or like, you know, at the 5-drop slot is good for dealing with aggressive decks and protecting Planeswalkers. Now we can take Kaya, which I think, having gotten the Bayou, I'm much more confident in our ability to play black. Ooh, Fallen Shinobi. Very, very good with Looteril Core. But there's also just Path, and we should probably just take the Path. We have no removal at this point. Yeah, I'll go with that. I would take Fallen Shinobi over an average card, but Path to Exile is very, very good for us. Okay, do we want Power Word Kill or some more fixing? I guess I'll take the fixing. Let's go with mono non-basics. Now we can take Pernicious Deed for the board. And Last Pick Temple Garden is actually good. So we have 12 non-basic lands. Still looking for a few fetches. Alright, Grist is fine, but I think we just take Polluted Delta here. This can get Tundra and Bayou. It cannot get green at the moment. Oh, no, we have Breeding Pool as well. Yeah, I mean, it can get all the colors. That's just great. Dak Faden, that's a good one. There's also Sylvan Library, but I think the Dak is the best. Maybe we wheel Garrick. So we have a lot of multicolored cards and a lot of lands. We don't actually have that many ways to win the game, per se. So I would like a few more pieces of top end for sure. Something like Dragonlord Atarka would be really nice here. But this is a very spicy deck. I'm excited to see how it goes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Planeswalkers at the moment. Hoping to get some more. Now there's a Noble Hierarch, which is good, but I think I'm just taking Windswept Heath. Fetch land, it cannot be overstated how good fetch lands are in this deck. We might end up cutting some of these fast lands, given how many other stuff we have. Okay, so do we want Ulamog or Huntmaster of the Fells? We don't really have ramp, so Ulamog isn't particularly synergistic with what we have. I guess we just take Huntmaster. Yeah, that seems solid. Now we have Tropical Island or Master of Death. Master of Death is a good card. It's not particular. I guess we could also take Anguish Unmaking. I don't think we need the Tropical Island here. We already have 14 non-basics. I'll take the Anguish Unmaking. Or, actually, no. This could be a good balance deck with all our Planeswalkers. In general, I think of balance as being good with artifacts, but it's also good with Planeswalkers, and so even though we have no artifacts, this could be a pretty good balance deck, so I'll take that. Okay, here we have Knight of Autumn, Bloodbraid Elf, and Recruiter of the Guard. This actually looks like a very good Bloodbraid Elf deck. We have a lot of good 4-drops. It's solid with balance. Yeah, and the Knight of Autumn is maybe a card we could wheel, but we'll go with the Bloodbraid here. Alright, now Overgrown Tomb versus Vindicate. We already have a Bayou, so I think I'll take the Vindicate, especially since we passed Anguished Unmaking. Now there's a Maelstrom Pulse. Also Yorion. Is Yorion good at all? It's solid with Planeswalkers. It's pretty good with Huntmaster. I kind of feel like super flexible removal is just more effective for here. Yeah, we'll go with the Maelstrom Pulse. Nice. Happy to get a Grist. This is looking like an amazing Bloodbraid Elf deck with all our powerful 4-drops. This is not great, honestly. I mean, it can just be like a semi-flexible removal spell. The ultimate's pretty weak, but it also fuels Uro. I think this is worth it. Palace Jailer's good, though. But no, I think Grist is good. Alright, Garrick. We really are super friends here. So whenever creatures enter the battlefield, you can investigate. That's only okay. What else are we taking there? Cauldra? It's a bummer that this says non-token, because that makes it a lot worse with, like, Grist, Gideon, Garrick. I'm actually going to take Vryn Wingmare for the board to deal with Storm, because Storm could be a pretty tough matchup. Ooh, Lingering Souls is great for this deck. Okay, so we're sort of on the mono 3-drop plan here. And we're going to add yet another 3-drop. I'll just keep on going with removal. We have like a million Planeswalkers, perfect fixing, and a bunch of really flexible removal spells. Vindicate, Maelstrom Pulse, Anguished Unmaking. I've never really drafted a deck like this, but it looks sweet. I'm excited to see how it plays out. So we could just play 3 basic lands and go with 17 lands here. All of these cards are cards I'm honestly interested in playing. Figuring out the color mana situation is going to be sort of a nightmare for this deck, though, honestly. And we need to decide if we want to play 18 lands. But we actually have a fairly low curve. Like, sorting by color is not even going to help here. Like, boom, it's just awful. So, sort by mana value. So, alright, let's put all the blue cards together first and check that. So, we got these. Alright, we actually don't have that many blue cards. Whoa. So we have 6 blue cards, none of which cost double blue, or sort of cost double blue, but 6 blue cards. All right, for red cards we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red cards, and again no double red. So fairly light red requirements. For white we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're heavier on white. Pretty low on blue and red, a little heavier on white. For green, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're heaviest on green. And then for black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then like, yeah, so I guess sort of Lingering Souls too. So we're pretty even on black, blue, and red, and then we're heavier on green and white. Okay, now looking at the mana base, we have... Oh, jeez, this is tough. I'm going to start with just seeing what they recommend. Okay, they recommend this. I'll throw in 1 island, and we'll count up these. So for green, which is probably our most important color, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's quite good. For white, our second biggest color, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also quite good. For blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Quite good. For red, we have 1. Does Wind Substitute get red? It actually doesn't. That's a bummer. 1, 2. Polluted Delta also doesn't get red. Our red fixing is actually quite a bit worse. I didn't realize that we have no fetchable red lands, but that is the case. So we actually only have 1, 2, 3 red sources. Jeez. That's pretty unfortunate. So we need to add more red for sure. And then, what is the last color I haven't counted? Black. We have, Windswept Heath does get black. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is okay. So we're actually way better than we need to be on. Like, we need more black and red, and we need less of the others. So I actually might just cut the island for mountain. And honestly, we could run it like this. Or we could cut the green or white sources. Actually, hey, I guess I'll cut the plains for another mountain. Is that right? No, we actually have a decent number of black cards. I'll cut it for a swamp. So now, our red fixing is certainly worse than our other colors, but we do have Manamorphose, which we can cast off of green to help, and, I mean, yeah, when you're playing this many colors, you're not going to have great mana of all the colors. I guess we could even cut this and go down to 9 forest and add 1 more mountain. Yeah, that seems reasonable, actually. All right, sweet. So we'll run it like this. Yeah, this is a very interesting deck. I really wish we had Golos or Niv Mizzet. I mean, we sort of look like we're building around those cards and then just don't have them. But I think this is a really, really good deck. So I'm excited to see how it goes, and I will see you in round one. Whoa. Save and continue. All right. Since it's not edited, you can see mechanisms. Slide that up there. So this deck, I think, is good. It's not great because it's not particularly synergistic. It's sort of just a bunch of different cards that are individually powerful, but that strategy can work pretty well, especially if the opponent stumbles a little bit, and the fact that we're supplementing our cards with very flexible removal means we can handle whatever the opponent's throwing at us, although not with this hand, so we will mulligan. Alright, I'll keep this hand. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. I think I will bottom the Ponder here, because if we draw a blue source, we're just going to be casting other stuff. Yeah, we'll bottom that, and play Temple Garden tapped. So any land gives us access to Vindicate and Lingering Souls, and then a white source gives us Ashiok, and a blue source gives us Gideon, so pretty much any land would help us. Okay, that's not a land, but it is a card that we can cast even if we draw a land that doesn't add to our colored mana situation. Alright, come on, deck, give us the land. Beautiful. So we could go for the Vindicate on a land, but I don't think that's correct here. I'm just going to play Lingering Souls. We're not trying to beat them early. We're going for a long game, so I'll say Vindicate for hard-to-enter threats. In general, I think you want to Vindicate lands in situations where you're like, you Vindicate your land, and the next turn you play a card that can take over the game on its own. If we knew we could play one of our Planeswalkers next turn, I would be much more tempted to Vindicate a Creeping Tar Pit. But say we Vindicate Creeping Tar Pit and then just miss our land drop, and then they just play another land, and we don't really take advantage of the stalling of them, then we just waste our Vindicate. So that's why I went for this line. Oof, another card we can't cast. We will attack for 2. And then just flashback to Lingering Souls. And I mean, it's a little bit slow, but 4 1/1s can get there, especially since we have a lot of Planeswalkers that they are going to have to deal with in the following turns. If we draw another brick, I might just go for the Vindicate on the Creeping Tar Pit, because we have a backup removal spell in Maelstrom Pulse, and we are going to be using our mana every turn, hopefully. I mean, pretty much any land will unlock a bunch of powerful plays. Opponent just continues playing land go. Fine with me. Bayou. That is actually quite bad. It doesn't give... I mean, it's not... I'm still happy to draw a land, since this is a fairly mana-hungry deck, but that does not give us blue or second white. So we'll play that, and then I think I will actually just Vindicate their 1 blue source. Remand or Vindicate. Okay, that's fine. So the pressure is on here. They're dying in 4 swings, and they need to, in addition to dealing with these souls, they need to deal with all the follow-ups in our hand. If we ever do find a second white source, Gideon can make an emblem and really speed up our clock, turn it into a 2-turn clock. Okay, they Thoughtseize us. Doesn't really matter what they take. I guess they probably take the Vindicate, but they'll see that our hand is pretty stacked if we can find a blue source or white. Still a little unclear on what they're doing. They could be playing just Grixis control, or they could be playing some sort of combo deck. They do have pretty good mana, though, so they're heavy on the Grixis. Okay, they do take the Vindicate, no surprise there. Now we'll see if they have another play. They do not. They could have attacked with Creeping Tar Pit and didn't, which indicates that they probably have some sort of spell, but it is possible they also just are bluffing. Or forgot or something. Bloodbraid Elf, okay, that's a pretty good draw. Oh, they have a click, it looks like. Well, Vendilion Click taking Bloodbraid Elf is annoying since the elf is just amazing in this deck. Maybe our best card. but it's very bad against our souls. So they take the Bloodbraid almost definitely. Alright, okay. Oh no, that actually doesn't help us at all. Do we play it or hold it in hand to discard to the Dak Faden? I think I'm going to hold it to discard to the Dak Faden. There's just no real need to have another mountain in play. I mean, I guess, is there any world where, like if we drew another land, playing this mountain would give us access to Maelstrom Pulse plus one of our Planeswalkers next turn? I think that actually is worth it. That definitely could come up, and, like, Dak Faden is the least valuable of our Planeswalkers. If we draw a blue source, I'm almost definitely playing Ashiok over Dak Faden anyways. They need a board sweeper here. Sneak attack. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that will probably kill us. I mean, we'll see what they have. Emrakul is sort of funnily not amazing against the souls, but, like, Blightsteel will just win. Massacre Worm is brutal. That's very, very good. So we take 8, and then we take 9. So, alright, we're falling to 3 here. We can Maelstrom Pulse the Vendilion Click, but then we just die to the Creeping Tar Pit. So I think we just lose here. Bummer. Yeah, if we had Vindicate, we could survive by playing Renin 6 to kill this and then Vindicating the Creeping Tar Pit, but we can't deal with the Tar Pit, so we died. That's tough. I mean, it was just a mana situation, and our mana is good in our deck, but it's still pretty... Since there are so many different colors, it's not crazy to miss one color. Just want to quickly remind myself how many blue sources we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess that's not amazing, but we don't have that many blue cards. 8 is solid, though. That should be enough. I think that was more variance than anything else, and if we run it back, we should be okay. Massacre Worm is not very good against our deck in general, but it is quite good against Lingering Souls. Alright, on to play here. Great hand. We will keep. We can play Renin 6 on turn 2, but we don't have a land to return, so I might actually go Looter Ilkor first and then play the Renin 6. But we'll see. No matter what, we're definitely playing Raging Ravine on turn 1. I like this hand a lot. I do wish this deck had a Wasteland. That would be a nice touch with the Renin 6 and the Knight of the Reliquary. They play Island. Alright, Looter versus Ren. I'm going to go for the Looter. And next turn, we are really hoping to... Okay, sweet. That was a great draw. So, we'll start by attacking for 1. So, draw a card. Ooh, discard Uro. That's a pretty good one to discard. Then we'll play Misty Rainforest, crack it for Breeding Pool, I think. Or no, Bayou. Yeah, we'll get Bayou. And go green, red, Ren. They could have a counterspell here, but if they do, I mean, fueling the graveyard for Uro is good. Like, just the status quo of just, like, they, like, trading spells. Okay, remand, sure. That's fine. We'll pass. We're very happy that they're remanding a normal spell that only costs 2 mana rather than something like Uro. If we were to exile 5 cards and then Uro still ends up in our hand, that would be pretty unfortunate. Next turn we can either play Renin 6 or Bloodbraid Elf. If they just pass the mana up, I think we play the Elf. Yeah, we'll just do that. I love this mana base. Sure, Lingering Souls. We'll attack. And here we discard... Wow, this hand is all good. I don't want to discard Anguish Unmaking. I don't want to discard Renin 6. It's either, yeah, and I think Gideon is better than the two creatures, so it's Gargaroth versus Knight of the Reliquary, and I think Gargaroth is just a little better, so I'll discard the Knight. And now we have quite a board presence. This is actually going to be, they have to deal with this pretty quickly. Okay, Coercive Portal. We can kill that with the Anguish and Making, but I'm not even sure we care. Part of me wants to just play... Oh, wait, actually, no. Yeah, this is great. We can just go Wrenn and 6, return land, and then Anguish and Making this. So, green, red, Wrenn and 6. Return this land. I guess we should attack first. So I shouldn't have... Yeah, I probably shouldn't have played the Wrenn and 6. We wanted to hit with Looter, but I think this is what we're going to be doing. Draw a card and discard. Here I am just going to discard the Gargaroth, actually. I think the Planeswalkers are harder for the opponent to deal with. Now I crack this, grab Breeding Pool because it helps us to cast Uro the most. White, black, whatever. Anguish and Making. Get rid of the Coercive Portal. And now we die to Sneak Attack, exactly, but anything else I think we're in very good shape against. Next turn we can also escape the Uro if we want to. Or, I mean, just playing Gideon actually is lethal, right? 2, 4, 6, 10. Yeah, so if they tap out for something, then we will just go for the kill. If they have mana up, I don't think I'm going to do that, but we'll see what they do. Okay, no double red, so they can't play and activate Sneak Attack. That's good. They're tapping out 5 mana. Just be like a Mole Drifter. Treachery. Okay, that's pretty bad. I mean, it's not that bad. We don't need the Bloodbraid Elf, but it gives them all their mana again, so it opens up the possibility for some unfortunate things. Okay, that's a good turn. They stabilize the board a lot. But I still think getting Uro back is going to be pretty strong here. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll start with returning Misty Rainforest. Then we'll activate the Misty Rainforest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we cannot play Uro as, or we actually, yeah, I think we do want this land because we can play Uro, Lingering Souls, and hold up Path. So I'll grab Hallowed Fountain, play Uro. So green. Oh no, we want to leave our black mana up. Blue, green, blue. We'll X out. I guess we will get rid of the land over the Lingering Souls here, even though I am sad to lose the land for Wrenn and 6. Ooh. Would you rather play Ashiok or Lingering Souls plus Hold Up Path? That's pretty close, actually. We do have... This has Fear, so we can't block this. That's one thing to note. I think we would rather get creatures on the board, actually. So I'll do this, and then attack for 2, and pass turn. And now next turn with all our souls, the Gideon emblem should be enough to win. They could kill a Wrenn and 6 with Creeping Tarpon and Shriek Maw if they want to, but that's well, actually they can't even because of the path, but that would be the best case scenario if they went for something like that. Since they played a Swamp, they cannot play Sneak Attack and then use it to put Massacre Room into play, but even if they did, it would actually be fine. We could path the Massacre Room with the trigger on the stack so we would not lose 8 life. Okay, do we want to use this path in response? I don't think so. Yeah, I'll just let them take the path if they want to. They'll probably take Gideon. One thing worth noting is that we don't have a second red source, so we cannot activate Raging Ravine, which is a little unfortunate. I don't think it'll matter in this game, but if they do have a board sweeper or something like that, then it definitely could. Okay, they do take the Gideon, no surprise there. Alright, sweet. Took down game 2. So on to game 3. Are there any changes we want to make? We could bring in Pernicious Deed. This is actually pretty good in our deck in general. It's very good at protecting Planeswalkers, and we have no cheap artifact mana. Maybe this should just be in the main deck, but in terms of this matchup, like, Elder Gargoth seems probably a little weak. It's very bad against Shriekmaw, and just black decks in general. They have a lot of removal that can kill it. Yeah, I'll bring in the Shriek, or the Pernicious Deed, and run that over the Gargoth, and then if we draw the Pernicious Deed, we can note which one we would rather it be. We do have a lot of Planeswalkers that make tokens, and Pernicious Deed is sort of awkward with that. It'll kill all of our own tokens, but that's fine. I mean, good hand. I'll keep it. It has all 3 drops, which is a little awkward, but not surprising for our deck. And I mean, yeah, we need to draw some more lands, but it has a lot of potential. Ponder. Okay, so that's pretty good. We will grab blue-green here, I think. I mean, definitely blue. So we could get Tundra or Breeding Pool. And I think I would rather get the Breeding Pool here. Now we'll Ponder, looking for lands. Sweet. Yeah, I'll keep these. We'll draw Hallowed Fountain because we want to play that next turn. So, and then Dak will hide from the Thoughtseize. So we go Dak, Savannah, Hallowed Fountain, don't shuffle, and pass turn. And then next turn we have no play. We'll just go Hallowed Fountain tapped. But then the turn after, if they have a scary threat, we can kill it with one of these two. And if they don't do anything scary, we'll play Ashiok. Or if they're holding up counter magic, we'll play Uro. Alright, so Hallowed Fountain tapped and pass turn. Sorry about that. There's some beeping outside. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but I'll try and get that situation under control. Alright, opponent is tapping out here. Night's Whisper. That's great for us. That means we can play Ashiok, which could be a huge problem for them. So we draw the deck, play Ashiok. Start going to work on that library. We'll see what we hit. Shriekmaw. That's a sort of nice card to get. It's installation again. I mean, if they play like Urza, we could just cash in our Ashiok to play their Shriekmaw. Which gives us some nice flexibility. If they play Sneak Attack here, we don't care. We can just kill it with either of these two. Swift End. Okay, that's a little unfortunate, but not too bad. Okay, that's pretty good. We could... Well, do we want to play Dak Faden or Knight of the Reliquary here? Knight of the Reliquary... that's actually very close. I think I'm going to play Knight of the Reliquary for 2 reasons. I'm also going to play this land because I want to have as many Uro-producing lands as possible. It does just, like, you know, the earlier you get this down, the more it can, like, sort of ramp you, fix your mana. We can get fancy lands. And it also fills the graveyard for Uro. Dak Faden also fills the graveyard for Uro. But the other thing is, I would love it if they just tapped out for an artifact, and we could steal it with a Dak. This has the sort of surprise effect of, like, it's way better if you play it when you can immediately steal an artifact. So we sort of want to bait them into tapping out for Coercive Portal or something like that. 5 mana, what is this? Treachery. Alright, I mean, we could kill the Treachery, but that is annoying. So if we draw a land, we can play Uro into one of these removal spells. Sweet. Oh, they have Click. Okay. Actually, Knight of the Reliquary is not that good for them. I might not even kill the Treachery. I would like to have the Knight, but it's not essential, and they can't use the ability. They're playing all 3 colors that Knight of the Reliquary cannot use, so it's just a 2/2 for them. They probably should take Uro here. Yep, they do take the arrow. Good play by the opponent. Drawing Dak Faden there was, or drawing a tapped land was very bad. I think I would rather kill the Treachery than the Click. So we'll go Maelstrom Pulse on the Treachery. I'm not playing around. I mean, they don't have blue mana up, so no need to play around Spell Pierce or anything like that. We'll play the Copperline Gorge and pass turn. And now next turn we can go Dak plus Anguish Unmaking, and we can also grab the Raging Ravine to start attacking. Or Colonnade. I think we have Colonnade. Alright, we take 3, that's fine. Our life total is pretty high. We do have Anguish Unmaking, which loses life, but that's fine. Hard to say who's winning. I thought we were in really good shape earlier, but then taking out our Uro was very bad. So we sort of have just traded 1-for-1 a bunch of times, but they played a Night's Whisper. Treachery is also like better than 1-for-1, but since we were able to kill the Treachery, that's fine. Rakdos Signet. So we can steal that with a Dak if we want to. Just playing the 2-3, okay. Jeez, that's bad. Alright, yeah, I think we will just play Anguish Unmaking on this plus Dak to steal this. That seems solid. So, Mountain, black, white, whatever. Anguish Unmaking this. Blue, whatever, red. Dak, steal this. And we'll pass. If they kill our Knight of the Reliquary, they can also kill our Dak, which is a little awkward, but it's still fine. I mean, we can get some value off of the Knight of the Reliquary anyways. What land do we want to sacrifice? We can't sacrifice any of these 3. So it's one of these 3. We do have double white cards in our deck. And double blue. And we have white and blue in our hand, so it doesn't really matter. I think I'll probably just sacrifice Savannah since we have Temple Garden, which is a perfect replacement. Sneak attack. Okay, so they don't have red mana now, but we've used Maelstrom Pulse and Anguish Unmaking already, so we don't have that many good answers to this. End of turn, we will sacrifice the Savannah. And I think I might actually just grab a fetch land here to thin out a land. The alternative would just be to grab some man lands. I guess it's probably better to get man lands. So we'll grab Colonnade and untap. Okay, that's fine. We'll loot. Discard 2 lands for sure. Then I guess we'll play the Kaya. And exile both of their cards, but that doesn't do that much. And the question is, do we want to hold the Temple Garden in hand? And I think the answer is yes. So we will exile these 2 and pass turn. This Knight of the Reliquary is a 6/6. We could attack. No, I think we'll leave this back to block. And I guess if we could block with a Colonnade if we play another land. If we play this Temple Garden. But I think we do want to keep, like, just card quantity in hand for the Dak. So I'll just pass. We'll see what they have with a sneak attack. Path to Exile covers our bases for a lot of things, including Massacre Room, which is the only one we've seen. But they could, of course, just have, like, Emrakul and kill us. I like that they only have 1 red source, so they can't sneak in 2 cards. Interesting. They're just tapping their red source. Okay. Glenalendra. That's fine. I mean, it's solid. Actually, it's quite good, but it doesn't just kill us. Alright, so we will sacrifice Breeding Pool, I guess. And grab... We don't have double green now, so I think I am going to get another green. So we'll grab this and crack it for Bayou. Lingering Souls. That's a pretty good draw. We'll deactivate ourselves again. Okay, there we go. We're in business now. What do we discard here? Pernicious Deed for 4 would be really good. That would cost 7 mana, which we do have access to. So we can go Path the Glen, they'll counter it, and then we can use Pernicious Deed to blow up the sneak attack and all their creatures. We'll also lose some of our own stuff, but that's fine. So we actually don't need land because we can use the Knight of the Reliquary. I think we'll discard Lingering Souls, and then we want the Teferi in hand. We don't need the land, I guess, although it's a little awkward. We're going to be running out of some of our colors a bit, but I think it's still worth it because the Teferi is just so good. So we'll discard that and this. Yes. Then we go Path to Exile on the Glen. They'll almost definitely counter this. I mean, if they don't, that's also fine. Yep. Then we will tap. Let's see. Do this, play Pernicious Deed. Then sacrifice our Bayou. We only have 1 green, but we can animate Colonnade, which I think is more important here. We can grab Misty Rainforest and crack it for Tundra. And then blow up all their stuff. And our stuff, but mostly their stuff. And now we can use Glen to eat their... Or use Kaya to eat their Glen and their sneak attack. And pass back to them. Next turn we can go to Fairy, and if we draw land, play Lingering Souls. Milling ourselves is somewhat of a concern, because our deck is a little light on win conditions. So we might have to stop decking somewhat soon, but I think we still have enough win conditions in our deck that we can pull this off. The Kaya is also legit win condition. They have 8 cards in exile right now, so we can just hit them for 8. No play from the opponent, okay. So we draw Gideon. I think I would actually rather play the Gideon here. So we'll cast Gideon and then cast Lingering Souls from the graveyard. Make a 2/2. Cast this. Exile their Rakdos Signet. And pass turn. And now we have lethal next turn if they don't have anything, because we can attack them for 9 and then hit them for 9 with the Kaya. We'll see what they do. Alright, sweet. That was a crazy match, and this deck is just a wild deck in general, but that was a lot of fun. A good way to start this first video in a while. That's exciting. We'll hop on into round 2. In terms of the videos I have recorded right now that I would love for my editor to be able to work on at some point, the schedule is flexible. Ideally, we could release one every 2 days or something, but that's hard for your schedule, or you get busy for certain times. I'm very flexible. I have probably, like I said, 10 Vintage Cube videos, one really sweet Modern Cube video that I recorded with a friend. I can just send that all over to you, so please let me know. I'd love to find a new person to work with. Alright, round 2 against Acathasia. We are on the play, which is excellent, and this hand's solid. We'll keep it. We really need some more lands, but Ponder can hopefully help us with that. The best thing to find would be Wrenn and 6, because we could fetch a blue-green land with this, or even green-black, and then get that value train going. Whoops. Ponder. Find us the Wrenn and 6. No Wrenn and 6 and no land, so we'll be shuffling that. Alright, Misty Rainforest was a solid draw. We do want more lands, and that's a very flexible one that also works well with Uro. Playing against green, huh? Okay. So, what lands do we want here? We want as many blue and green lands as possible for the Uro. We do need black. And so I'm kind of thinking we want to get blue, white, and black, green with these two lands. Either one of these can get either, so it doesn't actually really matter, but we'll play this and pass. You can see how good fetch lands are. All of our fetch lands are 5-color lands that also have lots of synergy with other cards in our deck. The Reliquary, Uro, and Renin 6. Okay, opponent's setting up here. I'm very happy to see they're just getting forests, though. We will crack this for Hallowed Fountain. Dak Faden. Okay, I think that's actually worth it. So we'll play this and crack it for Bayou, and then play the Dak and discard the Uro. And we actually, if we can find another green source, we can escape Uro next turn. Probably discarding Uro plus Lingering Souls, but we'll see. Well, yeah, still discarding these two, but a little awkward not to hit a land there. Questing Beast. Oh, that's brutal. That was one of the worst things that they could have played. That was almost definitely the best thing they could have had for them. Garruk Relentless. Okay. So I think we just want to play Huntmaster of the Fells. We can't block the Questing Beast, so we're taking another 4, but let's just put some bodies in play. If we draw land, we can play Thragtusk. Nissa, okay, that's a card we can kill with our Garruk if we want to. Take 4. Windswept Heath, beautiful. So now we'll play the actually, yeah, I think it's still better to play Thragtusk before Uro here, but that is close. So we need another green source. We can get Savannah. Yeah, that also gives us second white, which is nice as well. And Thragtusk, which blocks the Questing Beast very well. We will want to deal with that Nissa before it flips, so I think I'm going to use Garruk to kill that next turn. Uh-oh. If they just slam a 7-drop here, that would be bad. Acidic Slime, okay, that's fine. Probably blowing up Spiral Bluff Canal, if I had to guess. Oh, bye. Okay, makes sense. Take us off of black. Actually, that doesn't take away Vindicate, but we still have land for Garruk. Yeah, so we'll just play this and kill the Nissa. Three damage here. And we will pass. They don't have attacks. It is awkward that we don't have black mana, because I would love to be able to cast these 2 removal spells. So hopefully we can find some black mana soon. Renin 6 would still be an amazing draw. Oh, 8 mana. Is this just Craterhoof? Oh, it looks like an X spell. Walkie Bee for 4. Okay, so they can kill our Garruk. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. Black Source. Raging Ravine. Okay, that gives us Uro next turn. We actually can't play anything this turn. But that's not too bad. We do get to flip our Huntmaster. Unless they kill it with a Walking Ballista, which they probably will. Interesting. They do let it flip. Okay. We'll kill this, and hit them for 2. And their life total is actually getting pretty low now. They're down to 10. Sakura Tri-Builder, not a problem. I do think Uro is better here than playing the Gargaroth. So we'll do this. Green, green, blue, blue. Exiling. Let's see. I guess we have stuff that cares about lands, but that's it. So I'll just leave all the lands and Lingering Souls. And there's a black source, which is pretty good. It is tapped, so we cannot... Oh, if we drew an untapped black source, that'd be so sweet, because then we could flashback Lingering Souls and flip the Hunmaster again. Alright, sure. Put that into play and pass turn. No point in attacking. They can just block with the Sakura Tribe Elder. Actually, we could attack with a Ravager. I'm okay with trading it with Questing Beast. I'm okay with trading it with Walking Ballista. They can only put one counter on the Ballista, so they can't do that. Yeah, so we'll make this attack. That seems fine. But leaving this back because they would just block with the Sakura Tribe Elder and that wouldn't accomplish anything. Okay, making this trade, that's fine with me. Now they have a ton of mana. Sure, they level up the Ballista again. But now that we have access to these removal spells, I really like our position. Even if they play something like Ugin or Kozilek or whatever, we're still in okay shape. And Craterhoof Behemoth wouldn't do it. Alright, just another mana dude. That's fine. What could they have in their hand? I mean, maybe it's just lands. Path to Exile, that was a great draw. I think we should just cast that on the Walking Ballista here. Now we'll see, they can put 2 counters on it and then shoot our Uro if they want to. 6 times. But that's not even that bad. Yep, putting a counter on it, and putting another counter on it. And then we can decide between attacking with Raging Ravine, playing Elder Gargaroth, playing a removal spell, or playing an Ashiok, all of which seem like solid options. Okay, they're going for the Thragtusk. Then are they gonna... Maybe they could just kill the Wolf and then leave the Ballista on 1 so they get a land, or they could kill the Beast. Okay, they do go for this, sure. Alright, so if we cannot quite kill them. In which case, well, we'll definitely, yeah, I think we should just attack and then play Gargaroth, probably. We could kill this and then put them to 2, but that just doesn't do much. It would turn off their Ancient Tomb, but that's just not that important. So we'll attack. And then the thing that would change our minds, if we drew another black source, then I think I would just play Ashiok and hold up Anguished Unmaking. So Fairy. That's a good draw. Is that better than playing Elder Gargaroth? I don't think so. Yeah, we're pressuring their life total here. Just getting pressure on the board is good. And I'm not too worried about just, like, randomly dying to anything here. Craterhoof doesn't do anything with them having nothing on the board. And even, like, if they hardcast Ulamog, we're actually fine. Like, we have very good answers to everything in our hand. 12 mana, what you got? Emrakul the Promised End. Okay, that's pretty much as good as they could have here. Now we really don't want them to draw another black source. Okay, so they can Vindicate one of our own things. But I think we can still beat this. We have I guess, Anguish Unmaking can't target that, so we only have 2 answers to that in our hand. They can attack with a Gargaroth and draw a card, which could give them another out to hit a black source. Emrakul is definitely the best thing they could have had there. Significantly better than any of the other Eldrazi Titans. Even big Emrakul would have been worse, actually. This was the best card in the entire format, I think, that they would have here. But I still don't think it'll be enough. My guess is that their best line is to attack with a Gargaroth, gain 3 life, and kill it with a Emrakul. And then Vindicate our Shambling Vent. then we don't have access to black mana, and we Anguish Unmaking wouldn't work, but then we can just play Teferi and tuck their thing and still win. I guess they could Vindicate, or they could Anguish Unmaking the Uro, attack with the Gargaroth to kill it. Yeah, that seems like that's actually probably the best line. It's interesting. They're attacking with the Uro. Don't be a black source. Tundra. Okay, that's fine. So now they'll kill this. But they should have Anguish Unmaking that, because now we could just get it back. It's not in exile. They have to kill the Gargaroth because that's a lethal attacker. Alright, Vindicate the Gargaroth, sure. Then, I mean, it doesn't make sense to play anything here, so they'll probably just pass. Okay, so now we probably just play Teferi and tuck this. Is there any merit to any other line? Not really. We need to get rid of this. We cannot, and then just put them to 3. Yeah, that seems good. We could play Manamorphose just to see if we draw something, but no, let's just play Lingering Souls and hold the Manamorphose. I guess, is there anything we could draw at all that would change things? No, I don't think so. But I guess there's also no reason not to cast this, so I'll just do it. Blue and white. Okay. Teferi. Tuck this. If they have a way to draw this again and cast it somehow, that could actually be bad. I don't think that's too likely. We'll tuck this. I think it's better to play Lingering Souls than Literal Core here. So we'll do that. And then put them down to 3. And now they're very, very close to dying. We have 2 manlands, which we can add to the attack. We have a Teferi on the battlefield. We're still at 25. Alright, sweet. So took down Mono Green in game 1. This could be a tough matchup, though. They sort of just might go over the top of us. We can bring in this for sure. I like balance a lot in this matchup. What do we not want? All the removal is good for sure. Thragtusk and Elder Gargaroth, they're only okay, but I guess they don't have good removal, so that makes Gargaroth a lot better. And Thragtusk is good against Questing Beast. Questing Beast is a really, really good card against us. That's a huge issue that we'll need to deal with. I like Kaya for hitting their mana elves. It also can be good against Emrakul, making it cost more. Wow, I really like all of these cards. This is very hard. All of our cheap... I think we just want cheap cards because we don't have that many. Going through the 3s. Lingering Souls is very good at making blockers. And just, it's good if you discard it. Definitely want removal. Kaya, I do want. Ashiok is good against them because they have so many creatures. Dak has a lot of synergies with our deck. We haven't seen that many artifacts, so Dak is potentially cuttable. Removal, ramp. Really good. Removal. Maybe it's Gideon. Yeah, I'll cut the Gideon. It doesn't interact, and I really do want to interact in this matchup. It's also hard to cast. And we will run it like this. Beautiful hand. I love having Ren and 6 in this matchup. We can just snipe the early things. Oh, we actually don't have red mana right now, though. That's awkward. Hopefully we can draw red mana quickly. Even if we don't, though, we can get black and white, so we have a lot of removal. So this is a good hand even if we can't play Ren and 6 on time, and it becomes incredible if we can. Sure. Oh, they mulled to 4. Jeez. That's pretty rough. Alright, we'll play Windswept Heath and pass. I'm going to crack this fetch land because I want to maximize the chances of finding a red source. I really, really wish we had one red land. like a Sacred Foundry. I think we passed Sacred Foundry at one point. And as it turns out, Sacred Foundry would have been phenomenal. We'll crack this. Get... If we get Hallowed Fountain, that's guaranteeing that we cannot play Wrenn and 6 next turn, so I guess I'll just get Temple Garden tapped. Red land? Okay. So, we'll just play Breeding Pool now. Pass turn. What is this? Questing Beast? Walking Ballista. Okay, that's fine. I think I would rather play Uro here than anything else. And then try and set up for Gargaroth the turn after. Court of Bounty. That's actually really good. Because that makes them be the Monarch. Jeez, that's amazing. And we can't kill, like, even if we kill it, they're still the Monarch. So, that was, like, one of the best cards they possibly could have hit there. They draw a card immediately. We need to draw a land here. Oh, I should have specified. So they can put a card into their hand with it, or something onto the battlefield with this. I think I'm just going to... Oh, this is so awkward. Do we just kill the Ballista? Do we kill this? They could have some huge thing to put into play. Man, this is awkward. I think I'm just going to play land pass, actually. Hold up Anguish Unmaking plus Path. And then next turn we might, like, we could... Oh, jeez. Come on. Alright, I mean, we died. We could have killed the Court of Bounty. I thought that, like, I mean, we were good against Emrakul. We were good against, or the other Emrakul. Now the only thing we could draw is Balance. So, yeah, we are probably just dead. But there's, I mean, if we draw Balance... Even if we draw Balance, we actually probably die, because then we just have to discard our entire hand, and they're still the Monarch. But... We'll take our draw step and see what we hit. Alright, that will not get the job done. So, tough game there. They won on a mulligan to 4. This card just won the game single-handedly, and it is very good against us. Also, our lack of red mana was tough. If we had gotten Wrenn and 6 down early, killed the Elvish Mystic, I think we could have won that game. I don't think we make any changes, though. We'll just run it back and hope that that doesn't happen again. We are on the play, which is great, and good hand. I'll keep this. Do we want to ponder on one? I think I will, because the upside is just so high. If we can hit something we can cast on turn 2. Although at the same time, we don't really know what we want. And even if we hit Wrenn and 6, I guess Wrenn and 6 would be good, even if we can't get a land back immediately. So I'll ponder, just trying to maximize the chance of hitting the Wrenn. They mulligan to 6 this time. Ponder. There's a Grist and a Pernicious Deed. And then the land. Pernicious Deed is actually pretty good here, I think. Yeah, I'll keep these. I think Grist is probably the worst. I definitely want the Pernicious Deed, so I'll put them in this order. Draw the Deed, and the next turn we can draw the Misty Rainforest and decide if we want to shuffle away the Grist or not. Of course, they have the 1-drop. But that will die to the Deed, hopefully. I'm okay with drawing Grist, actually. I think that it could be a solid draw. It's a very flexible, removal spell, and it can also deal with Planeswalkers, which nothing else that we have can do very well. Oh, jeez. I mean, hopefully they have, like, a Blightsteel Colossus, but it's probably just wins. Either Emrakul would certainly win the game. I mean, we know we're drawing a Grist, which won't do anything. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. We just got destroyed by Emrakul combos, games 2 and 3. This sort of makes sense. Our deck is powerful, but not really, like, I mean, you can't really beat turn 2 Channel Emrakul, I guess. That's not really a flaw with my deck. That's just, like, that's the format. Happens sometimes. So, unfortunate not to get the trophy, but feel very confident about our chance of getting the 2-1. So I'll see you in the finals. Our opponent's deck did look very good. They had a lot of mana dorks. The bounty card is very good with both of their Emrakul's channel. When we were up a game and they mulled to 4, I was feeling pretty good about things, but here we are. Props to Acathasia. They're able to take us down. Wow, how was game 3 8 minutes? That's the game where they won on turn 2, right? Strange. I didn't play much at the very beginning of Vintage Cube, but I think there's a good chance I'll be the trophy leader here. I've been doing very well in the game that I have been playing, and I've been rising. I mean, I guess 12 is a decent amount ahead of me, but I'll at least get to like the top few for sure. All right, in the finals, we are against P. Proteus. We are on the play, and good hand. We'll keep this. We have good mana. We haven't cast Balance yet, but we may end up playing Balance this game. Although it doesn't particularly work well with our hand. Fire Bluff Canal, sure. Baleful Strix, okay. So if we just play the Balance here, it would make them discard a card and sacrifice the Baleful Strix. I think that's worth it. We could also play Manamorphose in hopes of hitting a Planeswalker. I guess we'll do that first. So we will add white in case we want to play the Balance, and it's actually really hard to cover all the bases, because we could draw like Ashiok, we could draw Wrenn and 6. Like if we had white-blue, that means we can't play Wrenn and 6. But it does open up the possibility of Ashiok or Dak or Uro, so I guess we'll do that. Blue, white, draw a card. Lingering Soul, so we'll play the Balance first. Definitely not an amazing Balance, but I think that is the correct line here. Then we'll play Windswept Heath and grab Temple Garden with it, almost definitely. I guess, yeah, then we'll have all 4 of our colors, and that'll give us double white. Hymn to Torok, don't love that. Ooh, that was like the worst case scenario. I really wanted them to hit Lingering Souls, now we just don't have a good play this turn. Hymn to Torok is a hell of a card. So we'll grab Temple Garden still. Yeah, losing to Gideon there is brutal. Alright, we'll play Polluted Delta, Lingering Souls, and pass. Mind Twist. Alright, well, our hand is gone. We will grab another land here. Green. I think we want more green so that we can play Uro, or Escape Uro if we draw it. So I'll grab the Breeding Pool. I guess then we wouldn't have black mana, though. Yeah, actually we need black mana more, so I guess I just grab Swamp then. Alright, that's a bad draw, but at least we're getting close to being able to animate Colonnade. So we don't really have much going, but, I mean, we could just start attacking for 8 in the air, which is a pretty quick clock. They just decimated our hand, though. That's pretty rough, and we don't have great ways to interact with that. A lot of live draws, though. So many Planeswalkers. Bloodbraid Elf would be great. Teferi. Any land gives us Colonnade. We really don't have many bad draws in our deck. I guess like a Vindicate would be sort of bad, or like Looter Core, but a lot of live draws here and a good board and a good mana base. Demonic Tutor, okay. That can probably find a board sweeper of some sort, so I'm anticipating that these souls will not be long for the world. But at least we're getting one more hit with them. Animate Dead, bringing back Thragtusk. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we draw our land. We can grab... We want another green source. So do we just grab Savannah? I don't think we need another blue source particularly, so I'll just do this so we don't need to shock. Then animate and attack in the air. Take 8. So that's a 3-turn clock that Thragtusk can't interact with. They probably got the... My guess is that they got the Animate Dead with a Demonic Tutor, but we'll see. Linalendra. Okay, that's a solid blocker. Garruk Relentless. Okay, I think I will play that. And they'll counter it with the Glen, and then our souls can start attacking. Yep, as we expected. Now we'll swing for 4. Alright, we'll take 5. Our life total is a little low, but we still do win this race unless they do something significant here. Ravenous Chupacabra. So they can't kill us, and we still kill them in 2 turns. So we are winning right now, unless they have another play. Shambling Vent was an okay draw. We'll attack with everything. Hopefully this all goes through. Yep. Alright, so I guess they could leave back the Glen to block the Colonnade now. And just hit us down to 2. Okay, well, they could also have Massacre Worm. Alright, that's tough. That was a tight battle. Him to Torok and a Mind Twist just destroying our whole hand was sort of rough, and we were just living off the top. And then we still got very, very close off the back of Lingering Souls, but they were able to get there. So I don't think we need to make any changes here. Pernicious Deed doesn't seem particularly good. We'll just run it back. We do have a lot of Planeswalkers, and it seems like if we can stick a Planeswalker against their deck, it'll be really hard for them to do something about that. We just need to hope we can get Planeswalkers down before they take out our entire hand. Opponent's really thinking hard about their sideboard plan here. I don't think Kitchen Finks is good here, and Purchase Deed doesn't either. None of the other cards are really real considerations. Okay, I'll keep this hand. I mean, it's a little slow, but a lot of our hands are going to not have plays until turn 3. And then when we do get to turn 3, like, we have good mana, and we can use Dak Faden to, like, pitch the Lingering Souls and dig towards Uro and good pieces of interaction. Oh, that was bad. We should have led on one of these lands so that we could have the possibility of playing Wrenn 6 next turn. Doesn't matter. Next turn we can play Mountain Dak. Mox, that's not fair. Actually, that's sort of nice. Oh, okay. I would have loved if they hit Lingering Souls, but that's fine. We can now steal their Mox, which is pretty good. Give me that. And we'll pass turn. Actually, getting green mana could be nice, too, since they hit our Bayou. We do have Misty Rainforest. Ooh. Alright, so we'll loot. Discard Lingering Souls and Savannah. Yeah, and then we'll play the Gargaroth. We need to get green, and I think I'd rather get, yeah, green-blue. Now, there's a decent chance they'll have a counterspell here or a removal spell. If they do, they do, but we're just making them answer stuff. If they, like, worst-case scenarios, they go counterspell, untap, animate Tar Pit, and kill the deck, and then we don't really have much going on. Or we don't have much on the board, but we still have 2 Planeswalkers in hand, plus Lingering Souls. And a Manland if nothing else is going. Okay, they are just killing the deck. That's totally fine. The question is, would we rather draw a card or make a 3/3 here? I think the answer is draw a card, since we can play Gideon and start making tokens either way. This is better against a removal spell. Or against a board sweeper. Okay, Raging Ravine's a pretty good draw. Now we play Gideon. Make a 2/2. Play our tapped land and pass turn. And next turn we could attack for lethal. We probably won't if they have mana up, but between animating Gideon and animating a manland, that would be enough to kill them. Okay, Living Death, yeah, that's why we didn't make a 3/3 last turn. So do we hit them for 9? I don't think hitting them for 9 is the right play here. I think I'd rather just play Kaya and just like develop our board. So we go. Oh, not having double black is awkward, actually. We can't play Lingering Souls also. Maybe it is best to actually just go for max damage. Yeah, I think that actually is good. So we can shock, animate the Raging Ravine, and attack for 9, and then flashback Lingering Souls. I think that's better than playing Kaya or holding up Anguished Unmaking. Or just making a 2/2 with Gideon. So now they're under a lot of pressure. And we have a flexible answer in our hand. Nighthawk Scavenger, we can kill that. Necromancy, we can also deal with that. Well, actually, we can't deal with that as well. This is whenever it attacks or blocks, right? Yeah, so it can block us. If we kill the Nighthawk Scavenger and attack with everything... Actually, I guess it's just better to kill the Gargaroth. If we kill the Gargaroth and attack with everything... We don't have enough mana to animate the Shambling Vent, or the Raging Ravine if we're going to also use Anguish Unmaking right now. So I think we'll play this to start. Adding red-black. Grist. Okay, that does it. Yep, that's enough. So we can go Kaya. Wait, oh my gosh. Why did I play Kaya? We need to play Anguish Unmaking and Grist. That was pretty stupid. Alright, well, I think we're still in good shape, but we don't just win now. We go Anguish Unmaking on the Gargaroth. I'm just going to kill the Gargaroth, not even the Necromancy, because I don't want them to be able to reanimate it again. Then we will animate this and attack, and they have to chump block. So yeah, we should have won there if we just played Grist and sacrificed the Spirit to kill that, but I think it's still going to be really, really tough for the opponent. We'll take out those and pass turn. What do you got, opponent? Can you deal with all these different threats? Alright, sweet. So we did take that one down. So blue-black Reanimator. Our own creatures are a bit of a liability. There's a chance we could just cut Gargroth or Thragtusk. But we don't have great stuff to bring in if we were to do that. So I think we'll just run it back like this. Because even if they do reanimate these, we can easily fight through them. That should kind of be his job. Weird. Really weird. That sucks. Oh, so you said to clean it? Damn. Dude, you're such a beast when it comes to, like, taking care of a home. I would definitely be like, that sucks. Alright, on the draw here, which is not ideal, but hopefully we can get a good hand. Alright, good hand. We'll keep this one. It's not, like, broken, but we have Uro, which is our best card, and Bloodbraid Elf is also very good. Do we want to play Ponder here on 1? I think we do, again, for the high upside of potentially hitting Ren in 6. Swamp go. Alright, give me the Ren. Let's find it. Teferi and a bunch of lands. Teferi would be good because we could play Uro on turn 3 and then Teferi on turn 4. But we already have Bloodbraid. I think I'm going to shuffle. I would like to have a cheaper play, and I don't want to draw that many lands. Ashiok, okay, that's a good draw. Baleful Strix, Riftwind Cloudscape, sure. So we could play Manamorphose and try and hit a 2-drop, but I think I'm just going to get the land into play. Since we do want to curve out, I would rather go Ashiok into Bloodbraid than just, like, Manamorphose and then have an awkward tap line we need to deal with at some point. If they play a creature here, like a Nighthawk Scavenger, I think I would just play Uro, but if they just pass, I'll play Ashiok. I'm totally fine with them countering the Ashiok. Demonic Tutor. Okay, that's a little scary. I mean, they might just get Thoughtseize, but they'll probably get Mind Twist, and then Mind Twist us for 3 next turn. Alright, so we need to get a black land into play for the Ashiok. So we can't play Copperline Gorge. I think I'm going to fetch for a Bayou here rather than just playing the Swamp because I really want to, if they do Mind Twist us, I want to make sure we have lands for Uro. This doesn't mean we're not getting white mana, but we have Manamorphose to fix for that if necessary. I guess, maybe we should have actually just done Manamorphose into Ashiok and played the Gorge, but... Or gotten a white source. I think we'll be fine. I mean, this Ashiok could just win on its own, and there's, like... I mean, we'll see. If they Mind Twist us for 3, there's configurations where we could get punished for this. If they hit, like, exactly, like, Manamorphose, like, both lands or something. Or, like, Manamorphose Swamp, and then we can't play Bloodbraid, but... We'll see. Looks like we got a Nighthawk Scavenger, which we could just put into play. But if we put it into play, they could bounce it with a Riftwind Cloudscape, so that's actually not too good. 4 mana, what? Yeah, Mind Twist for 3, sure. Okay, that's bad, but not horrible. We will Ashiok them again. Alright, so they are going to get their Riftwing next turn. So we want to play Gargaroth, or the Uro here. Do we also play Manamorphose? I guess I will, just to see if we draw something that changes things. So I'll do this and add blue-green. Alright, that was pretty bad. Uro. We need another blue source to be able to cast the Uro from our graveyard next turn. Sweet. So put that into play. Put that into play. Pass turn. Then Riftwind comes in. They bounce the Ashiok, sure. And now we'll see. They have a lot of cards in hand, but they don't have much pressure, and we have good mana. Pack Rat, okay. So I think I'm just going to play Uro from the graveyard over Gargaroth. Well, yeah, we'll do that. We can also potentially play Ashiok if we draw a land. So we'll go Swamp, or Mountain, and then this. Green, blue. Oh, we can't. Or no, yeah. If we drew an untapped... If we draw a white source, we could have Vindicate up, and if we draw a blue source, we can have Ashiok up. Both seem solid. So we'll leave a land in the graveyard, which will be the Misty Rainforest for Renin 6 and Knight of the Reliquary. The fact that they're pausing here is a little unfortunate. If they have a mana leak, we're not in great shape. Pack Rat can get out of hand on its own, although I guess we do have Balance and Maelstrom Pulse as decent answers. Let's draw a blue source. Hallowed Fountain. Not a blue source, but a good card. Unfortunately, we don't have the mana for that, but we will just pass now. Next turn, we can play Renin 6 into Gargaroth, probably. Ravenous Chupacabra, okay. Yeah, I think it is worth it to just go for Renin 6 into a Gargaroth. We could also kill the Pack Rat, but then our Renin 6 will die, and we don't get that much value from that. So, red, green, Ren. If they can kill our Gargaroth, that's a little unfortunate, because then they can also kill our Ren. But we need to do something, and this seems like a high upside play if it does work. I don't know if opponent's thinking hard because they have Force of Will or just because they are wasting both of our time, but and all of yours, so I'm sorry about that. But this Renin 6 has been on the stack for longer than it needs to be. With the Misty Rainforest, we can get Savannah, probably. Yeah, definitely Savannah. We want white, and we have plenty of blue and green, so... I guess we could also get... No, we can't even... We could get Tundra. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I'll go for Tundra. Alright, do you have an answer to this Gargaroth? We will see. They could kill our Renin 6 even if they don't have a removal spell, but that would require attacking with everything, and then we would get a Gargaroth blocking trigger and be able to kill whatever we want of theirs. But if they have a removal spell, okay, Woe Strider is not a problem. Nice. We get to untap with the Gargaroth. That is very good. So we'll start by just attacking and making a 3/3. Jeez, my computer's lagging a bit, which it is wont to do. I think making a 3/3 is better than drawing a card here. They have a pretty wide board, so just having more blockers is good. So we'll attack for 3, or for 6, make it 3/3, minus the Renin 6 to kill the Pack Rat, play Ashiok, and I think we need to Vindicate, although I guess we could take out their white land. But I kind of think it's better just to get the Knight of the Reliquary into play. Create a 3/3 beast. So they'll... Oh, interesting. Wow. Wasn't really expecting that, but that's fine. I'm okay with making this trade. So Scry, yep. All I have is the Riftwind Cloudskate in play now. Do we want to Vindicate their one blue source? I think playing Knight of the Reliquary is better than that. We definitely play Ashiok. Oh, jeez. I am very sorry about this. This is like every single league I have like a lot of time, which is my computer being bad. And I edit it out normally, but unfortunately for this video, y'all are going to have to suffer through that with me. So we'll play this, hit their top 3 cards, see what we get. Alright, so we can put Shriekmaw into play, and then we hit Living Death Island. I guess we'll save the Vindicate in the hand. So we'll just return the Misty Rainforest, play Colonnade tapped, and play Knight of the Reliquary. We'll drop the Colonnade and pass turn. I'm feeling pretty good about the situation. They don't have anything particularly good they could reanimate. They could bring back our Gargaroth if they want to, but then we would just kill it. They could bring back Chupacabra to kill our Knight of the Reliquary, but that's still just pretty weak. They can attack one of our Planeswalkers for 2, but that doesn't kill it. I guess they could go Fallen Shinobi, which would be pretty annoying, but they don't have that. That's good. Sure, Necromancy bringing back probably Ravenous... Okay, they do go for the Gargaroth, sure. So... Can we escape Uro this turn? We play Vindicate on the Gargaroth, so that puts 2 cards into the graveyard. Play Fetch Land and sack it. Use Knight of the Reliquary to sack a land and get another land. Yeah, we can. Sweet. So, we will go... Well, we'll start with Ashiok. Oh, jeez. Alright. Ashiok you. Hit 3 cards. We'll see what we get. Ooh, got a lot of creatures here. Baleful Strix. And what is the second one? Ophiomancer. And then just a swamp. So now we go Misty Rainforest. Crack. I'll grab Savannah. And now make green mana with this. Sack. Grab another fetch land. Polluted Delta actually doesn't have any targets that we can get, so we need to get Windswept Heath. Sack. Temple Garden. And then we go Vindicate. The Gargaroth. And then that puts exactly enough cards in graveyard for us to escape the arrow. That's beautiful. So we have green, green, blue, blue, Uro. This makes our knight much smaller, but that's fine. Put Shambling Vent into play. And then I think I would rather just plus here. Like, just minusing doesn't really do anything. And we could potentially get value out of the ultimate. And then we'll hit for 3 and pass turn. And we don't have that much stuff in our hand, but we have so many lands, which is actually really good because we have 3 different man lands. And that's just insulated against board sweepers or hand disruption, which are a lot of, it seems like, what they have in their deck. Man lands are just good. They're hard to deal with for a lot of decks because only certain types of removal can hit them. We get to choose when they're liable to be targeted with removal rather than the opponent. In addition to all the other ways that we're pressuring them, the Ashiok is just going through their library. That's another thing that they need to deal with. Animate Dead on Ravenous Chupacabra, killing our Uro. Okay. Then they attack our Ashiok for 2. Maelstrom Pulse. I don't think we really care about Maelstrom Pulse here. I think we just want to... We could put Baleful Strix into play, but I think it's better to plus here. So I think we're just going to animate some manlands and start getting into the beats here. We could attack... Can we attack with Colonnade and Raging Ravine? 1, 2, 3, 4 to animate the Raging Ravine. Yeah, we actually can. That's pretty sweet. Jeez, our opponent is not very good at using... I mean, we're pretty even on time, so I'm not mad at them for playing slow overall, but they're using time in stupid ways. Like, there's obviously no reason for them to be delaying with his Ashiok trigger on the stack, but it doesn't matter too much. We can sacrifice our knight to get another land as well, and then return it with Remnant 6. That seems pretty good. So we will go add green, sack the Bayou, grab Mountain, return Remnant 6, or return the Bayou, then animate Raging Ravine, animate Colonnade, and then we can attack for 3 plus 8, so swing for 11, and then Ashiok, and then we're threatening to ultimate with a Remnant 6, which doesn't do anything now, but we could start just recurring Maelstrom Pulses. And yeah, this seems pretty good. They also have to deal with the Knight of the Reliquary, which will be a little bit bigger soon. Animate that Colonnade. And so they don't need to chump block this turn, but they're taking a lot of damage. So they need to do something very soon. We could even play... Oh, no, we actually can't play Maelstrom Pulse post-combat because the Raging Ravine does not have Vigilance, so we'll just F6 here and swing with everything. Also worth noting, we only have 1 land left in our deck, that 1 Polluted Delta, so we have a lot of gas. We're just going to start drawing a bunch of it. Okay, they chump block here, sure. And so, back to the opponent. This is going to be a tough one for them to dig out. I'm feeling pretty good about our position. Escaping Woe Strider. That is not very threatening. Do they attack the Ash or the Ren and 6 here to keep us off ultimate? They don't. Wow, that's interesting. So we could just Maelstrom Pulse everything. Can we kill them? Let's see. We definitely want to start with them. We do want to Maelstrom Pulse the Woe Strider. Let's go. Let's see. Black, green, whatever. Oof. Again, I'm very sorry about this delay. I need to just get a better computer. Maelstrom Pulse the Woe Strider. Then we can Ren 6 to... Actually, I think we Ren 6 minus on the goat. Yeah, that's the line. So, shoot this. And then that should be lethal. Play a land. Animate a Raging Ravine. Red. Green. Whatever. Yeah, and that's enough right there. Attack with everything. Sweet. There we go. So let's pull up the deck list. All close matches. They all went to 3. That's sort of cool. So this was our deck list. It's a pretty sweet one. I actually really had a lot of fun in this league. There were just a lot of interesting, cool cards, some of which I don't often get to play. And we had a really fun mana base. Just like trying to navigate the mana base, making sure we have access to our colors, thinking about what cards we might draw, setting up manlands. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. The one flaw in this deck was that it was a bit slow. Like, we only had 3 drops. So if we could have had a couple, like Ignoble Hierarch, Noble Hierarch, Gilded Goose, Birds of Paradise type cards, that would be amazing to enable these cards on turn 2. Also having Oka would be really good. That would be like the best of these 3 mana planeswalkers. But this was a really, really fun league, and I'm glad I got to play a deck like this. Again, please let me know if you're interested in editing. Contact me at bhillv@gmail.com, and I would love to try and work something out. Again, more than happy to pay. We can talk through details in an email. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.